For this demonstration, I would be continuing off the first one, the brain crafting with the NeuroGENE evolution tool. This is the continuation, and this is how Tom uses that tool to create his optimistic tool for his NeuroGENE set. Tom has decided to create an optimistic tool to make himself more approachable. First, he has to choose a category to enhance out of the 15 NeuroGENE offers. We offer 15 different categories for the brain. Number 1 being cognitive brain, then mood, then self-worth, then image inquiry, self-love, self and self-image, self-brain security, appreciation for others, mood for others, wisdom section, defense line, social image and recognition, cognitive self, labels for self, and subconscious. Each category holds 3 genes for each category. When using the gene evolution tool to understand how to create an evolution or a copy of a gene, you must use the whole category, all 3 genes in one category. To remind you, all 3 genes in one category. So you have to use the whole category and then 1 gene from a sibling or neighboring category in order to create a proper evolution. Tom has decided to use the set mood since optimism is derived from the mood of your being. Excited, depressed, and happy is the vocab that we're given in this section. A chart is needed for this group to be involved into a tool for optimism. Let's go ahead and take a look at the gene evolution tool, the 4 steps that are designed for a new comfort zone. Keep in mind that after every step, you create 1 step closer to creating a new gene or a copy of the new gene. When I say a copy of a gene, I mean, for example, we know that happy, depressed, and excited are the 3 vocabs for the category, so each is a gene. After every 4 steps, that gene is created into another gene. So there's a copy of that gene. So for example, there's happy, then there's 4 steps, and happy is once again the same as the gene before, but now there's 2 happy genes instead of 1 since you've defined happy twice. That is how the 4 simple steps of the evolution tool work. So going back to the example, Tom has decided to use the set mood since optimism is derived from the mood of your being. Excited, depressed, and happy is the vocab that we're given for the section. A chart should be created for this group to be evolved. Gene evolution tool. There are 4 simple steps to a new comfort zone. 4 simple steps to create a new gene, or a copy of the gene from before if you would like another way to explain it. Step number 1, define. Define the gene used and then understand that the definition is the initial evolution starting point. So when you define the gene, you are giving yourself the new gene starting point, the copy of the first gene. Step number 2, define to self. Define the gene in your own words, and that will become the next evolution that can be reproduced. Basically, define the evolution you are creating. Step number 3, redefine. Redefine the gene to any other definition, and that will be the 3rd step for the evolution. When it says redefine, what it means is give a definition in a new sentence. For example, use the new evolution set in a demonstration or example for yourself in order to redefine that word. Step number 4, self-mind with new definition. For the final step, define what the gene means to you. If needed, go back to step 1 for a next evolution. When it says for next evolution, it means you can create a third gene copy for another evolution. Keep in mind, you can only keep up to 16 gene evolutions and no more than that. The chart exemplified is used on Excel. The purpose is for a more easier access to add and unadd information to kind of see it a little bit better, I guess you can say. This is my personal perspective on what to use. You can write it down on a piece of paper if you want. You could write it on a different format, use a table or something. The choice is yours, but this is my opinion on what would be the easiest way to go about it. You have to have 2 different groups from where you're going to be taking the genes from. The first gene from group 1 is excited, the second gene is depressed, and the third gene is happy. The only gene I'm going to be taking from group 2 is confidence, and the other 2 will be voided. Keep in mind that when you're using 2 different groups, you're going to have a bridge in order to transition from group 1 to group 2. So, evolution 1 for all 4. For excited, we have a definition to define the next gene. So, excited, I'm going to define the next gene, and the next gene is going to be N desire for. For depressed, the next gene's definition starting point will be N longing for. For gene number 3, content. And for confidence, no need of anything. The next gene evolutions will be to define the gene in my own words. And desire for, in my own words, would be a need for more. And longing for would be in self-need. Content, no need for something. And confidence, self-assured. For evolution 3, redefine with an example. We would use an example, like if we were to use Tom's, desperate need would define a need for more and desire for when he is excited for the fact that he's going to be having an optimistic tool. That is what is going on with these genes, so he is in desperate need of his optimistic tool. So that is what excited will be doing in the second gene for the optimistic tool. For the fourth evolution, you would just define what it means to your brain. So for example, to want to happen, sadly but knowingly, content, and confident. You would use these to define what the second evolution means. So excited means to want to happen. Depressed means sadly but knowingly. Happy means content. And confidence means confident for the second gene of each copy. One set of mini genes is used for every evolution. So since there's 4 evolutions, there is 4 mini genes sets to make 2 genes. The first gene being the original, and then the 4 sets for the 2 genes. The same goes for all of the procedures in order to create 2 genes for every gene that is given off each group. So instead of just being 4 genes, now there is 8 genes, and that is your tool for optimism.